You know that I get a lot of intuition from the energy of money, feel like I'm really tapped into that. And you can as well. And there may be other places that you are getting your intuition. And that's the exploration that we're going to be on together today. When we think about intuition, there's some steps that are really helpful in this process. And the first step is to be present. This is to be right here so you can hear your own good intentions. You can hear those messages coming through. It could happen through meditation or walking in nature or just being right here. It's hard to hear over all that chatter. So just getting quiet can be through a few deep presenting breaths to get present. The next step is being aware, noticing what messages come to you. These may come through a knowing, an internal knowing, a voice that you hear, a feeling. It may actually be something that you see and you're paying attention to. The beginning of COVID, when we were all quarantining and staying home, our family did a lot of walking outside. And one day I was walking outside with my husband and our son, and I looked up and this is what I saw. I actually took this picture and the clouds were making a heart shape. And I said, oh my God, Benji, look, who's our son. And he goes, Mom, that's no big deal. And we looked back up and it was gone. So it's easy to miss messages that are coming to us if we're not paying attention. And the more present you are, the more you can see the beauty and the awe and hear those messages that are coming through for you. The next step is to be curious. Wonder what that means. When I think back about times when I got in really difficult situations and didn't listen to my intuition, it's because I didn't follow that curiosity. I can think of several times where I had this feeling like, that's weird. Why is that happening? That's weird. Those were the things I kept saying to myself and then ignored them. Where if I had gone a little deeper and asked more questions, I might have avoided some really difficult situations. I look back and learn from them. I learned that I need to listen to my intuition more. I had growth that came from those difficult experiences, but it came with that feeling of something's not right. And it could be something feels right and being more curious about that. And the last step is about believing. This is about trusting those messages that you get and listening to that, to your own good intentions, to be believing it and acting on it, practicing to see what comes through for you. So what are some other ways that you can really grow your intuitive skills? Well, one way we've talked about is through meditation, quieting things down, noting your ideas down. When you have a thought that comes through, note it somewhere. I know when I've been working on books or thinking of book titles or ideas for blogs, when I get an idea, I immediately pull out my phone and write a note. Because what I found is those ideas are kind of like a dream. They're there and then they diminish. So the more you can note those ideas down, the better. It's a great habit to get into. Now, sometimes I go back and look at those ideas at the moment they seem brilliant and they're not so brilliant, but sometimes they are great ideas for me to act on. So note them down. Next step is an idea I got from my friend Jen Weigel, which is to create a coincidence journal. So when something synchronistic happens or a coincidence, start to note that and pay attention, and you'll see that those are happening to you more often and more often. Anytime you go, that was funny, in a good way, note that down. Ask questions. You can do this from journaling. You can do it before you go to sleep. If there's something you're dealing with, you can put that question out, asking for an answer. You can do it during or after meditation. Ask for a question. Give me some solutions. How do I deal with this? What do you want from me today? What's the best thing for me to be focusing on? Listen and watch for messages. This is that being aware, noticing what's coming your way. And last part is practicing. One of the ways I love to practice building my intuition is just figuring out which way to walk or drive home. And there's different ways I can get home from my office. And I'll just say, oh, should I get off at this exit or the next one? Should I turn left or should I keep going straight? All of them will take me home. And I just lean into that. Sometimes I'll realize I've missed hitting a freight train, not hitting actually, but missing getting stuck behind a freight train. Or sometimes I don't even know if it was faster or better, but it feels good to lean into that. And you can do that while you're walking as well. So practice. My main practice of tapping into my intuition and my messages from money is through journaling. I find that I'm just trusting what comes through, whether it's a message for someone I'm delivering it to in a consultation, a message for myself, an idea for a book that I'm writing. I just type and trust. And I've had some really helpful things come through that way. And now I just know this is how my process works. And I encourage you to find your process for tapping into your intuition.